Get ready, get ready, get ready for Super Sunday with Pastor Dale J. Sanders Sr., Pastor Leroy Sanders Sr., and the congregations of the Triumph Kingdom Builders, Second New Guide, and Fifth African Baptist Churches on the second Sunday, December 14th, 2014. At 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. morning worship services, the Reverend Al Sharpton will be preaching. Then at 7 p.m. at Second New Guide Missionary Baptist Church in Metairie, the one and only Pastor Marvin Sapp will be in the house. That's right, it's Al in the morning and Marvin in the evening. Pastor Dale J. Sanders Sr. and Pastor Leroy Sanders Sr. want you to be their special guest. That's Super Sunday, December the 14th, 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. with the Reverend Al Sharpton and 7 p.m. with Pastor Marvin Sapp. We look forward to seeing you there.
Yesterday, today, and tomorrow let's proclaim He is Lord, He is Lord, He is Lord. Come on, put your hands together and magnify the Lord with me. Yahweh, Jehovah, Jesus is His name. Loving, faithful, caring just the same. He is Lord. Strong and mighty. He is Lord. All-knowing. He is Lord. Praise God in His sanctuary. Welcome into the worship services of the Fifth African Baptist Church and the Second New Guide Missionary Baptist Church. We pray today that you will be divinely inspired and blessed beyond measure as you worship with us on today. Certainly, we are two churches that are building a quality ministry for the generations to come and living on purpose and walking into our destiny. Call someone, tell them that Pastor Dale J. Sanders Sr. is on the air, and we want you to be blessed with the word from the Lord.
We found ourselves in a place where it looks like everybody's moving forward except us. Found ourselves in a place where it looks like everybody around us is excelling, they're accomplishing, that they're succeeding, but it seems like everything that we lay our hands to do, that nothing is happening for us, nothing is working for us, nothing that we try to do is moving forward. It seems as if everything around us is in play, but we're stuck, if you will, on pause. However, beloved brothers and sisters, I may not be talking to everybody, but I believe that I'm talking to somebody tonight. I'm talking to somebody that may be in this specific condition, and you feel imprisoned, if you will, by your circumstances and unable to see beyond your trouble because your crisis has literally impeded your vision. Because of the difficultness of what you're facing, you feel as if you're not going forward or backward. And because of the simple fact that you're focusing on what's happening around you, you can't see past the problem. You can't see past the struggle. You can't see past the obstruction. You can't see past the obstacle because of the simple fact that everything around you seemingly is collapsing and caving in. And maybe I'm not talking to everybody, but I know there are 2 or 3 of y'all up in here that know what I'm talking about. And have found yourself in a position and or a place where rather than things getting better, it looks like it's getting worse. Rather than you going forward, it looks like you're going 25 steps backward. Rather than things going higher, it seems like you're sinking deeper. However, beloved brothers and sisters, I've learned something, and if you grab this whole concept, it'll change your life. I've learned that deliverance is not based upon what you see, but I've learned that deliverance happens based on what you say. Because I've learned that if you say it long enough, after a while, you're going to see it. And therein lies the problem, beloved brothers and sisters. The problem is that we're so busy walking by what we see. We don't understand that deliverance is not birthed in eyesight, but it's birthed out of speech, out of our mouths. And if we learn how to declare and decree a thing, then we must understand that it will be so. Prove it to me, Dr. Sapp. I think I will. Proverbs chapter number 8 and verse number 6 says something profound. It says, "Herefore I speak of excellent things." Watch what he says. "And the opening of my lips shall be right things." I love what he says. He says, "For my mouth shall speak truth, and wickedness is an abomination to my lips." He says, "All the words of my mouth are righteousness, and there is nothing that is forward and or perverse in them." In other words, what he's saying is that no matter what happens in my life, I will myself and or I will make myself speak life. And the reason why I'm going to will myself and or make myself speak life, because sometimes the only encouragement that you're going to get is the words that come out of your own mouth. Y'all gonna talk to me in a few minutes. And some of you all up in here right now, the reason why you're stressed, the reason why you're frustrated, the reason why you're embittered is not because of the simple fact that things are bad, but it's because you're so busy trying to find somebody that will validate you in your trouble and that will speak a word over you that will encourage you. And when you can't find somebody that will tell you things are going to get better, you go to somebody else. And when you can't find somebody to tell you that you're coming out, you go to somebody else. And when you can't find somebody to tell you that you're about to move to a new dimension, you go to somebody else. And when you can't find somebody that would tell you that there's a turnaround that's about to happen in your life, you will go to somebody else. But I stopped by here to tell you that the problem is that you're so busy trying to find somebody that you don't even understand that the body that you need to find is standing right in the mirror. Y'all ain't talking to me. In other words, what you need to do is you need to go home and you need to look yourself in the mirror and you need to tell yourself that if I can't find nobody that's going to tell me things will get better, I'll tell myself. If I can't find nobody that will tell me that I'm coming out, I'll tell myself. If I can't find nobody tell me that I'm on top and I'm rising higher, I'll tell myself. You got to learn, beloved brothers and sisters, how to have a pep talk. I can't get no help with yourself. Look at somebody and tell them, say homework. Some of y'all still looking at me. I said, touch your neighbor and tell them, say homework. When you get home, you don't need to pick up the phone and call nobody. You don't need to text nobody. What you need to do is you need to go straight up in the bathroom, look yourself in the face and say, self, you're not going out like no sucker. Self, no, you're not going out like no chump. Self, there's something in you that's greater. You need to understand that God has positioned you for greatness, and you need to say, I'm not going to fall out no more. I'm not going to have no pity parties no more. I'm not going to have no crying spells no more. Why? Because I know that my Redeemer liveth, and greater is he. I wish I had a half a church in here. Just touch somebody and say, talk to yourself. Talk. You're not crazy. Every now and then you need to have a conversation with you. Every now and then you need to have a pep talk with you. Every now and then you need to tell yourself that you're on top and rising higher, and stop trying to find people that would tell you what you need to hear. If you know what you need to hear, tell your doggone self. I say it one more time. If you know what you need to hear, don't wait for somebody else to tell it to you, because you might never hear it. But open up your own mouth and declare and decree that no weapon that is formed against me is. Am I talking to anybody in this house? So then understand, beloved brothers and sisters, that you've got to learn. You've got to learn how to talk to yourself. You got to learn how to speak over your own life. And the reason why some of us are frustrated, First Lady, because we have not learned how to speak over our own lives. That's why Proverbs declares in 18 and 21 that death and life is in the power of your own tongue. In other words, the reason why some of us are messed up ain't because the devil has set us up, but it's because every time we open up our mouths, we're cursing our own destiny. Y'all ain't helping me in this place. Every time we open up our own mouths, we're declaring and decreeing things over our own lives that set us back. All the enemy has to do is present a situation that seemingly is going to be devastating to you. And it might not even be a situation that's devastating, but all he does is presents the situation to you. And as soon as you see it, automatically a defeatist attitude shows up in your spirit.
Get ready, get ready, get ready for Super Sunday with Pastor Dale J. Sanders Sr., Pastor Leroy Sanders Sr., and the congregations of the Triumph Kingdom Builders, Second New Guide, and Fifth African Baptist Churches on the second Sunday, December 14th, 2014. At 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. morning worship services, the Reverend Al Sharpton will be preaching. Then at 7 p.m. at Second New Guide Missionary Baptist Church in Metairie, the one and only Pastor Marvin Sapp will be in the house. That's right, it's Al in the morning and Marvin in the evening. Pastor Dale J. Sanders Sr. and Pastor Leroy Sanders Sr. want you to be their special guest. That's Super Sunday, December the 14th, 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. with the Reverend Al Sharpton and 7 p.m. with Pastor Marvin Sapp. We look forward to seeing you there.
He doesn't even have a name in the Bible. He never was given much profile. There's no biographical sketch. But I meet him on the day of the crucifixion. He's hanging on the right hand of Jesus. You got to get the picture now. Jesus had been pierced in the side and crowned with thorns and blood everywhere. He'd been condemned. His disciples betrayed him. Everyone gone. Even Mary was taken away. And as he laid there somewhere between life and death, between two thieves, humiliated, discredited, torn down, here's the King of righteousness laying between two thieves. The one on the left still trying the easy way out, still trying to figure out what angle he could get, still trying to make excuses and trying to cut a corner. He said, if you really the Son of God, why don't you step down and save yourself and take us with you? But then my hero spoke up. The other dying thief. He said, ain't no use in me making excuses. I'm dying for what I did. I ain't got much time left. My feet are already cold. I can feel the blood draining up to a closure in my body. Won't be long for my heart to give out. Won't be long for my tongue cleaves to the roof of my mouth. I just want to ask one question. I got one request. I never asked nobody for nothing. I ran the streets. I did wrong. I tried to make it on my own. But I want to ask one favor. When you come in your kingdom, I don't deserve it. I've never earned it. I never did anything that anybody should respect. But when you come in your kingdom, would you remember me? And the Bible tells me Jesus never promised no bishop nothing. He never promised the head of the missionary board nothing. He never promised those sitting high in the temple nothing. He looked at a dying thief and said, this is why I came, because today, I don't care who you was yesterday. Today, I don't care what mistakes you made. Today, I don't care how low down you were. Today, you shall be with me in paradise. Jesus came to give everybody a today. He came because it used to be built on what you had. It used to be built on who you had. It used to be built on your lineage and your family tree. But Jesus came to say, I don't care who you are. If you step over here and walk with me, I'll make a way out of no way. I'll guide your feet. I'll hold your hand. I don't care how bad you've been. I come for the lost. I come for the rejected. I come for the bad reputations. I come for those that others talk about and scandalize and toss away and throw away. Today, you can be with me in paradise. There was about 3 years ago a debate in the Catholic Church over sainthood. They were debating on making someone a saint. And they wanted to define what sainthood was. Some said saints are those that have never made a mistake. Their feet never erred from the road of righteousness. Somebody else said saints are those that confound the most noblest of ideas. Somebody else said saints are those that understand the difficult nature of theology and philosophy combined. But you know, Brother Browning, I never bought those definitions. The best definition I ever heard of a saint came from a songwriter in New York, where I come from, named Donnie McClurkin. Donnie said, we fall down, but we get up. We fall down, but we get up. He said, because a saint is just a sinner that falls down, but the story don't end there. You get back up. I want you to know today, you don't know how strong you are till you've been down. You don't know how much faith you got till you've been down. You don't know that God can deliver you till you've been down. But when you've been down, when it seems like it's all over, when it looks like you can't make it, and God lifts you up anyhow, we fall down. But that's why Jesus came. He came for those down to say you can get back up again. You know, I like to tell the story. When I was a little boy, I used to like to run around with Muhammad Ali. And Ali, I was asking him one day, Reverend Browning, I said, Ali, when did you know you were the greatest? He said, well, Sharpton, I thought I was the greatest when I beat Sonny Liston. But that didn't prove that I was good, but I wasn't great yet. He said, then I thought I was great when I came and won the title back. 3 o'clock in the morning in Zaire, I knocked out George Foreman, but I wasn't great yet. He said, but one day I went after winning the title again. I walked in the stadium that were cheering my name, Ali, Ali. All the stars were ringside. Diana Ross, everybody was screaming, Ali. The photographers and reporters were flashing the bulbs, and I got in a ring, and a boy no one ever heard of, Ken Norton, reached back and he broke my jaw, and I started going down. The same crowd that was cheering me began jeering me. The people that were there for me started laughing at me. The photographers were taking pictures of me going down. Even the folk in my corner that I took care of and I paid their family's mortgage notes, they were ready to throw in the towel. But as I laid there, with everybody ridiculing me, saying my career was over, I laid there in disgrace and in humiliation. It seemed like the end of the world, but before they could count me out, my legs started moving. My knees got a little stronger, and I got on up off that mat. That's when I knew I was great. You ain't great till you've been knocked out. You ain't great till you've been knocked out. Till your feet been taken from you, till everything you stood on is removed, when you're flat on your back, when you think it's over, and then Jesus steps in and gets you back up again. We fall down, but we get up. Yes, yes. Somebody say, how you learn that, Sharpton? Well, I didn't learn that in seminary. I learned that growing up in the hood. You know, I grew up in the projects on welfare. Daddy left when we were 10 years old. In them days, we used to stand in line to get the welfare peanut butter in the little tin jars and the welfare cheese in the long box. They used to send a welfare lady around the house every month to check out Mama's house. I remember Sister Brown, and I was about 11 years old when the lady came by to check out Mama's house. She walked all over our little apartment. When she got back to the front door, she said, Miss Sharpton, I don't understand how you keep so much food in the refrigerator, how you keep the house so clean. You must be hiding a man in here. I got a little angry, but Mama made me keep quiet. But after the welfare lady left, Mama said, don't be angry, cause the woman is right. I know a man, I know a man, I know a man from Galilee. If you're in sin, he'll set you free. I wonder Do you know him? Do you know him? Do you know him? He walks with me. He talks with me. He tells me that I'm his own. Yes, yes, yes. I know why he came. He didn't come for no big shots. He didn't come for the rich. He didn't come for the powerful. He came for boys like you and me that had no way out, that had no chance. But he said, if you believe in me, I'll pick you up. I'll turn you around. I'll turn your midnights into day. Yes, yes, yes. In my life, I've had to cry sometime. In my life, I've walked alone sometime. I've been lied on, cheated, talked about. I've been mistreated. I've been up. I've been down. I've been leveled to the ground. I've been stabbed. I've been prosecuted. But through it all, through it all, through it all, I've learned to trust in Jesus. I've learned to trust in God. Through it all, I've learned to depend on his word. He'll make a way. He'll make a way. He'll make a way. Yes, he will. Yes, he will. Yes, 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 yes. You know it get dangerous out here. Sometimes they lie on you. Sometimes they plot on you. I know Brother Tony sometimes gets a little worried about me. He'll check with Eddie to see if I'm all right. But don't worry, Brother Tony. Though the storms keep on raging in my life, and sometimes it's hard to tell the midnight from the day, I keep my eyes on that place he has prepared for you and me. So even if the storms keep raging, even if the wind keep blowing in my life, don't worry about shouting. My soul is anchored in the Lord. My soul is anchored in the Lord. Yes, 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 yes. When I came in this morning, I heard the choir singing. I heard Brother Cage's songs. I wish I could sing like that, but God didn't give me that gift. But sometimes in the midnight hours, after the kids gone to sleep, after my telephone stopped ringing, I go in my living room all by myself and I sing my song. I can't sing for 11 o'clock worship. I can't sing for no men's observation, but I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free. His eyes, his eyes, his eyes is on the sparrow. I know he watches me. Yes, 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 yes.
Get ready, get ready, get ready for Super Sunday with Pastor Dale J. Sanders Sr., Pastor Leroy Sanders Sr., and the congregations of the Triumph Kingdom Builders, Second New Guide, and Fifth African Baptist Churches on the second Sunday, December 14th, 2014. At 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. morning worship services, the Reverend Al Sharpton will be preaching. Then at 7 p.m. at Second New Guide Missionary Baptist Church in Metairie, the one and only Pastor Marvin Sapp will be in the house. That's right, it's Al in the morning and Marvin in the evening. Pastor Dale J. Sanders Sr. and Pastor Leroy Sanders Sr. want you to be their special guest. That's Super Sunday, December the 14th, 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. with the Reverend Al Sharpton and 7 p.m. with Pastor Marvin Sapp. We look forward to seeing you there.
Coming in June, Pastor Dale J. Sanders has written an exciting new book for your teen called God Talk for Teenagers. Age Doesn't Matter. Relationships, grown-up decisions, too hip to be holy, and changing times are just a few areas discussed.
Every youth pastor, every parent should get your hands on this book to share it with your teenagers.
Call the number on the screen and order your copy today.
Obviously Blessed Music brings you the anointed recordings of Pastor Dale J. Sanders Sr., The Evolution of a Preacher, featuring Keep the Faith.
Oh yeah, don't you give up, you got to make it.
And his newest CD release, He Is Lord.
There's a miracle waiting. Ooh, a miracle waiting. I feel.
Now available at DaleJSandersMinistries.com or call 504-737-1364. Only $10 each. Get both of these amazing products for only $20 plus shipping and handling. Order your copies today.
In the beauty of his firmament.
Well, I know that you have been thoroughly blessed by the Word of God today. It is my prayer that something that has been said and done here today is going to benefit your life for the rest of your life. Listen to me. I want to give you a special invitation to come and to share with the congregations of the Fifth African Baptist Church at 3419 South Robertson Street in New Orleans, Louisiana, and the Second New Guide Missionary Baptist Church at 1424 Dilton Street in Metairie, Louisiana. This is Pastor Dale J. Sanders Sr. saying to you, be blessed. We'll see you on Sunday morning.